Past President Abdul Hadi Awang today hinted that leaders of two rival factions in Bersatu had met him as the party's internal crisis heats up. Apart from that, after DAP's crushing defeat in Sabah's election last year, Secretary General Anthony Loke said they will conduct public opinion polls to understand the public's perception of the government's performance and the party's role in it. Stay tuned for this and more on KiniNews. Will Perikatan Nasional name its next chairperson this Sunday? Past President Abdul Hadi Awang confirmed that leaders from two rival Bersatu factions had met him amid the party's escalating internal crisis. The turmoil led to the sacking of Hamzah Zainudin and 16 others. Hadi, however, declined to say whether Hamzah had requested to join PAS.
Dari semua jumpa saya, semua pihak. Kalau Hamzah berjumpa, buat saya dia mai jumpa. Berdua mai jumpa berarti.
Hamzah kata mungkin buat rumah baru cik. Kalau pas dia
itu terpulang bala dia lah.
Okay, kalau baru
belum dibincang.
Sebab dia tunggu
Tak kita tak bincang lagi benda tu.
Dua pihak jumpa tu cakap apa?
Masing ada hujah masing-masing. Saya dengar mereka juga. Dan kita nak selesaikan.
Tapi KiniTv setuju tak bila Hamzah kata nak tubuh parti baru, rumah baru tu?
Itu terpulang bala dia.
Banyak kena menyokong dia lah.
Yang penting kita nak selamatkan Perikatan Nasional dulu. Kerana PAS berpendapat bahawa kita nak mengatur negara mesti melibatkan semua pihak. Ya.
On February 13th, after being sacked, Hamzah posted a photo of himself and several others having tea with Hadi at the past president's home on his Facebook. The following day, Bersatu President Muhyiddin Yassin appointed Vice Presidents Ahmad Faisal Azumu and Razi Jidin as joint acting deputy presidents after a Supreme Council meeting. Previously, past Secretary General Takiuddin Hassan insisted that Hadi's Ruzila home is open to all parties and that PAS will not take sides in Bersatu's internal rift. Hadi said PAS will decide on Sunday its candidates for PN chairperson and opposition leader ahead of a PN Supreme Council meeting in Kuala Lumpur, expected to be attended by all component party presidents. Is DAP turning to data to decide its political future? The party will conduct 3 rounds of public opinion polls to gauge public's perception of the government's performance and DAP's role in it. Secretary General Anthony Loke said a polling organization has been commissioned with surveys beginning this month, continuing in April and June. The findings will be shared during a nationwide tour in June ahead of the party's July 12th special congress. He told Sinchu Daily that decisions cannot be based on feelings, but on hard data, as delegates prepare for what he calls an internal referendum, or whether its office holders should step down from all government posts. He pointed out that while public opinion could influence party delegates' judgments, members must be the ones to determine DAP's final direction. The move comes after DAP's crushing defeat in Sabah last November, where the party lost all 8 of its contests, including 6 constituencies it previously won with large majorities in the 2020 election. Following that setback, Loke had affirmed that DAP would reassess its role in the government if Anwar fails to deliver meaningful reforms within the next 6 months. From now on, you can also listen to KiniNews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us. After a crushing defeat in Sabah, will DAP's upcoming special congress chart a new direction for the party? Secretary General Anthony Loke said the party will meet on July 12th to decide if its office holders should step down from all government posts. Loke told Sinchu Daily that the gathering is an internal referendum, but said the party will continue to support the Anwar-led government until the next general election. More than 4,000 central delegates are expected to take part in the vote. Loke, who is also the transport minister, said the party can't have it both ways. If DAP remains in government, it must take on the responsibilities of governing and cannot oppose the government simultaneously. The party's annual National Congress was originally scheduled for September but has been moved up to July. Loke reportedly said the core motion will determine the party's direction for the next 12 to 18 months. Traditionally, the Central Executive Committee would decide on coalitions without a delegate vote, but after the Sabah election, Loke said delegates will now have a say in the party's direction. Loke had said that the results reflected a serious crisis of confidence faced by both DAP and Pakatan Harapan. Rafizi says he's being targeted, but what do the MACC investigations into him really involve? In a Facebook post video yesterday, the former PKR deputy president accused Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim of allowing his allies to spread what he called reckless and baseless allegations. Rafizi also outlined two separate MACC investigations involving him. The first involves a government deal with British semiconductor giant ARM Holdings, allegedly rushed through an agreement that cost 1.1 billion ringgit. The second concerns a 2.5 billion ringgit solar energy contract by UEM Lestra, which he is accused of steering toward a company with ties to him. Rafizi also said MACC has not produced any evidence whatsoever, unlike other cases.
Tidak seperti kes yang lain, SPRM tidak menunjukkan bukti, tidak ada rampasan ratusan juta ataupun jongkong emas, tidak ada bukti ratusan juta ada dalam akaun saya. Malah satu bukti pun tidak ada, tetapi beria-ia dijaja jadi bahan berita. Ini masalahnya apabila ada pihak yang terdesak dan menggunakan fitnah.
The Pandan MP sarcastically said the scandals he's accused of now even surpass those of former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak. On February 17th, Bernama reported that MACC had opened an investigation into a 1.1 billion ringgit agreement, following complaints by several NGOs that the deal was rushed, biased, and could have financial implications for the government. If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe. Will a 1.1 billion ringgit mega deal investigation shake public trust in government?
Perikatan Nasional is demanding a special investigation committee with Royal Commission status to probe allegations of a former minister's 1.1 billion ringgit mega deal with a foreign company. In a statement yesterday, its chief whip, Taqiyuddin Hassan, said the government must act immediately if it is serious about fighting corruption. The call came after MACC opened an investigation into the alleged deal, reportedly linked to Pandan MP Rafizi Ramli. On February 17, Bernama quoted MACC Deputy Chief Commissioner Ahmad Kusairi Yahaya as saying that the Commission will examine possible elements of corruption, misappropriation, or abuse of power under the MACC Act 2009. Taqiyuddin stressed that 1.1 billion ringgit was not a small figure, especially if public funds are involved, warning that the case could erode public's trust. He said PN will monitor the matter closely to ensure transparency, accountability, and integrity are upheld without compromise. Rafizi has, however, dismissed the investigation as intimidation. He claims the timing is suspicious, pointing out that the probe was launched shortly after he called for MACC Chief Commissioner Azam Baki to be suspended following a Bloomberg report on Azam's shareholding status.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.